What's up everybody, and welcome to the channel. In today's video we're checking out this 2026 Toyota Corolla Cross. This one's an XSE hybrid finished off in Cavalry Blue with an MSRP around $36,000. So comment below, do you think this is the best affordable crossover on the market? This is Toyota's smallest crossover, and with the hybrid you definitely get some good efficiency, and it really doesn't break the bank overall, and it is a pretty nice car on a budget. So underneath the hood, you're going to get that 2-liter inline 4-cylinder naturally aspirated engine with a hybrid system. Net horsepower is 196, and the engine makes 139 pound-feet of torque. We get an eCVT, and then it is all-wheel drive. With all that, curb weight is just under 3,400 pounds. You got a 10.6 gallon fuel tank, and you can expect 46 miles per gallon in the city with 39 out on the highway. For the overall styling, you're going to get these nice dark LED headlights, and I like how they cut into the upper trim piece with a dark Toyota badge. You got this really cool body color upper grille, which looks really nice for XSE models. Parking sensors, more openings, LED fog lights, a little bit of blue down below, and then just this plastic trim in the farthest corners. So I think it's a good looking crossover. Honestly, it doesn't look like a Corolla, so it's a little interesting they named it that. It looks more like a smaller RAV4 with some sleeker lines. So I think overall it's a good looking car. Interesting name. You're gonna get the plastic material for the front fender, and then these really nice gloss black 18-inch wheels. Got a multi-spoke look, and then some plastic trim down below. I also like how the front and rear fender arch have a extra little addition to the sharp styling. So cool design overall. Got black mirror caps, you got your turn signal, chrome trim for the upper windows, and then it even says Corolla Cross in back. You're gonna get the blacked out roof with a sunroof, roof rails. Has a really nice color combo, especially with the blue and all the black trim. Nice profile overall with good proportions, and then you can see the fender arches once again with the nice sharp lines. We're gonna get LED taillights finished in red with a little bit of the clear, and then all black badging back here. You got some gloss black trim with mostly a plastic rear bumper, and then parking sensors as well. So once again, sleek style, can't complain. Just looks like a good small crossover. Now from here we can press the button, pop this open for our power tailgate. Now as far as cargo volume goes, you're gonna get about 21.5 cubic feet versus like 24 in a non-hybrid. So of course the hybrid system takes up a little bit. You're gonna see a privacy cover on this one. We can easily pop this downwards, and then underneath the floor you're just gonna get some tire inflator kits. You're gonna get this foam insert, and there's just a cable underneath. So no spare tire on the hybrid. You're gonna get some storage over on this far left side, JBL sound system, and then from back here we can actually reach and get these seats to fold nice and flat. So it makes it pretty roomy overall. Nice flat folding. Got a cargo area on the far right side as well. Can easily close that up. And then once again, flat folding seats, lots of good space back here. So can't complain, small car, but pretty roomy. And then pulling these back upwards. This can seat 3 people. We can also pop that down for our armrests and cup holders. There's gonna be air vents, 2 USB plugs, and then storage behind that seat. And then we can still grab these if needed to easily lower them down. Now I had to slide the seats forward to clear the headrests to fold these down. But with the driver's seat at my height, 5'11", it just barely touches my knees. So it's not bad back here. You got like 5 inches of headroom, which is pretty impressive. I wouldn't mind some recline. These are a little straight up. So it's a little basic back here, but there genuinely is enough space to sit. A car seat works, just makes that seat kind of cramped. So again, for a small car, it still is pretty usable for what you would expect. So it's a good 2-person car, maybe a decent car for if you have 1 kid. As far as moving to the front seats now, you're gonna notice whole interior is just the black Softex, and I do like the blue stitching with that blue contrast striping, which looks really good on the exterior. So up front, we have this soft touch material on the doors. The rear door just had hard plastic with the same style. You have padded armrests, all of your controls, grab handle and storage, power seat for the driver, and then once again, I love all the blue accents on the black Softex. You're gonna see a black leather wrapped steering wheel with some silver trim. And then hopping inside, foot on the brake, we can fire it up. So being a hybrid, it's not necessarily going to turn the engine on. You're gonna see controls on the left side for the screen. We also have our audio, voice commands. We have cruise control on the right. Paddle shifters as well to control some of the features. And then we have a stalk on the right side for windshield wipers, stalk on the left for headlights. Now we can configure the screen as well. You have a lot of basic information. You've probably seen this on pretty much every other Toyota. It's a very simple screen, but it kind of gives you everything you're gonna need to see. So you can configure the center area, the right side as well, and then the left screen you can do all sorts of information. Got your speed, power, charging. So nice, simple setup. And then over on the left side, we're gonna get our automatic high beams. We also have traction control, harder plastic up here, one of your air vents with silver trim, and just a harder plastic dashboard. You got the soft touch back here though, with that faux style stitching that matches the upper door panel. And then for the multimedia screen, again, what you've seen on all the Toyotas, very simple. We have all this basic info you can go through for settings. Energy flow is a cool graphic for the hybrid system. Got audio, nav, and then we have our CarPlay. So with CarPlay connected, it has a nice full screen, which looks really good, especially I always just have audio up, which looks really nice. So it makes it nice and simple. If we pop it into reverse, you're gonna see a pretty good backup camera, 2 different views and your guidelines as well. And then underneath that, we're gonna get our air vents and a simple climate control. Got your dual zone temp, fan speed, zones, defrosters, really easy, you can operate it all. You're gonna see storage down below with wireless charging, 2 different levels for your heated seats, got a heated steering wheel, and then you can also see your EV mode and a drive mode. So you can configure this one for our sport, normal, and eco. Got a nice depiction. And then if you have enough charge, you can pop it into EV mode, that icon over on that left side. That's good for slow speeds. You're gonna get our shifter with a nice leather style design, 1 USB plug, park and brake, and just some plastic trim with a nice bezel with the gloss black. And then you're gonna see cup holders and padding for the armrest. Decent amount of storage with some plugs, and then a nice glove box as well. Well, let's look at the interior. The interior does look like the Toyota Corolla, just very simple, pretty similar shape and style overall. And then we have a basic black headliner with dome lights, manual sunshade. We have our dome lights, glass control, and a nice thin frameless mirror. All right, so setting off now in the Corolla Cross Hybrid. Give it a little bit of throttle in sport mode. So being the eCVT with the hybrid system, you know, it's got a very smooth acceleration, just given there's no gear changes or anything like that. You can kind of hear that like CVT sound of just the engine revving. So, you know, it's nothing performance focused or anything like that. However, it's got enough acceleration just to get moving. It's not exactly sluggish for being a slower car. With that said, it's nice to be able to watch the energy flow just to kind of monitor how the hybrid system, battery system all works with this car. Overall visibility and everything like that, you know, it's pretty easy to see around, no real major blind spots or anything like that. And being a smaller car, you know, it has a small footprint and very easy to navigate. Got that huge camera. I mean, 3-point turns are nothing. It is very easy and simple to drive. I think that is one of the biggest pluses with the Corolla Cross. Pedal to the floor. So yeah, no sports car, but you know, it's at least decent enough for just getting into traffic and your average driving, things like that. With this screen, I like how simple it is, honestly. This would be a really good like first car, or maybe if you're a little bit older, you're not into all the annoying technology that a lot of cars have. It's just so simple. CarPlay up, you got your music, you got your navigation, climate is as simple as can be, and you can make the center screen super simple as well. So it's just simple, which is honestly underrated these days. With that said, ride quality, the seats are really comfortable. You have the good view around, so it's easy to see with no crazy blind spots or anything like that. You can hear a little bit of the wind noise, but it's not really anything drastic. The suspension seems to absorb bumps very well. So, I don't know, if you're looking for something simple and nice and very economical, this is kind of what this car can do. You're going to be getting well over 40 mpg, so if this is your day-to-day driver, you're going to be able to just drive it and not really spend a lot to own this car. Good storage solutions as well, and even at my head in the front seat, I feel like I can get the seat in a fantastic position. We have a lot of different movements to it, really get this in a nice place. But then just continuing to cruise now, the lane keeping and steering intervention works pretty well. Even on a back road, for the most part, it'll actually kind of drive for you. So on the highway, this is even better. It's just a really easy cruise control system to operate. Nothing really bad about the driving dynamics. I guess the only thing is just when you do floor it, know, you're just hearing the engine revving and then the EV power is accelerating you. So again, it's not a fast car, but it has a little bit more zip, it feels, than the non-hybrid. But the EV system in this gives you that little bit of down low power. EV mode you're not necessarily going to use in a hybrid, given the range isn't exactly for driving. It's more for slow speeds, just moving it out of your driveway or your garage or something small like that, zipping around a parking lot. It's only for slow speeds. But you'll be able to watch it on the different screens you have up and see the EV system working versus the engine. So right there, we're all in EV as we coast. Give it a little bit of throttle, the engine kicks in as well. So the hybrid system works well. You can definitely hear it. You can hear the engine kick on very easily. But overall, you know, it's a pretty good system within this simple car.